Good evening, YouTube family and friends, all my Lush babies. Welcome back to the Lush Lounge. Tonight, we just wanted to have a conversation with you all. Good evening, West My Teddy Bear. Good evening, my hitter, my sis. Love you guys so much. So, we will get right to it. There's really two topics that we're going to touch on tonight. So, the first topic is about something dealing. You good, baby? What you doing? My apologies. We want to talk about a topic, something that we were hearing throughout the week. And then we're going to get on our special topic. Let me make sure that I have everything that I need. Okay, so let's get right to it. Disclaimer. First and foremost, the comments that we are going to make in this video surround a channel on here. In no way, shape, or form are we hating on this person or we're saying something negative about this person. That is not what's happening. We just noticed some things and we just want to give our opinion about what we noticed. It's like we're doing like a little review. So this is like this, we're not trying to be harsh or anything. We're doing this with love intended. This app is for certain things like this. If we want to give our opinions on certain things. Over here, we respect everyone's opinion. Hopefully, everyone else does the same. So, as you all know, we live in Las Vegas. So this week, we decided to do what we normally do every week and go out and seek new content creators and watch their content, see what they have, what they're putting out here, see if we like it, want to sub, want to support, things like that. As I stated in my last live, I'm still really not comfortable, like, networking or dropping my links places and shit. So that hasn't happened yet. So we decided together, because I already went over there myself, we decided to go to a channel called the Vegas Sector. It is basically being ran by someone who, I don't know if I want to say formally, I think that person still is in the Mo3 sector, but ever since that incident that happened with the two YouTube families coming here to Las Vegas and one of the families unaliving the other, this person basically has turned their channel into a Vegas only channel. We're going to give our opinions about what we saw and what that means. So, first off, and later in our commentary, we don't have an issue with dropping that person's link, so you guys can go over there and see like kind of what we're talking about yourself. Um, some of the things that we're going to say you probably won't even be able to basically check or what they call now merch or whatever because you don't live in Vegas. So first and foremost, the description of the channel says all things Vegas, and then it says true crime. I respect the fact that he put in his description that it is a true crime channel. because what happened here basically is true crime, and that was accurate. What wasn't accurate was the claim that the channel is all Vegas everything, which it most definitely is not. It's actually Vegas nothing. And we will explain to you why we are saying that. You want me to start off, baby, or do you want to start off? Okay, so first and foremost, when I went over there the first time, I did by myself. This was, I guess, when the person had the introduction to the channel. I noticed a few things, and then I went back again with my husband to see if those same things were noticeable, and they most definitely were. Shout out to Out Your Body. He's doing a great job over there with his channel. Like I said, this is our opinion as two Vegas locals slash natives. Our opinions are based on this being our home and the claim that his channel is all Vegas everything. You guys hear me use the word all the time, grifter. You guys hear me use that word several times. It is clear that what is happening over there could possibly be a grift. I do believe that he is really interested in the story behind the two families that came here um, and the unfortunate unaliving happened. I believe he was prominent over there in their sector before any of this happened. Um, so I heard something. I heard a content creator say to another content creator who actually lives here, a resident here, well, why aren't you over there in the Vegas sector? You know, you never know who you might recognize in the chat. So my answer to that is I didn't recognize anyone from here. What I did recognize though is that the chat is mostly filled with Californians. There's a lot of people who were in there representing California, LA to be exact. A lot of people have LA in their name. There are some people that have Vegas in their name, and from the pictures of some of the people who have pictures up, I don't recognize any of them. I noticed right away that it is predominantly Hispanic people over there, which makes a complete difference when it comes to whether you recognize somebody or not. Um, Back in, you know what I'm saying, the younger days, I was a part of a car club, and I was a part of a car club called Evil Ways, and it was basically predominantly Hispanic. It was all Hispanic. It was just a few of us who were not Hispanic. They had all predominantly black car clubs and predominantly Asian car clubs. I just fit in good with these people. These are people that went to school with me, everything. I grew up with these people. They just so happen to be Hispanic people. Um, so that's one thing that I noticed. It's not a full representation of the people who live here. It's just a representation of, certain people. Two, it can't be an all Vegas sector if you're not doing Vegas content. There's no content over there regarding the community itself. There's no content about the goings on that happened within the inner city, or the urban area. Being that the person who has this channel is a black man, there is nothing dealing with that. We have so many people who grew up here, who have professions here that deal with tourism. They deal with the community. They deal with education. They deal with all of these things. And these people are doing big things here. We have channels on here with Vegas born and bred people who give you a little taste of the city with their content. And none of those people are over there. None of those people get shouted out over there. None of that stuff. So, like I said, that was a problem for me. For you to label yourself a all Vegas sector when all you're honestly talking about is the crime that happened here with people who were not natives here or even real long-term residents here. Um, I feel like that like description is inaccurate. Do you want to chime in, or you want to wait to
It's
chime in?
totally inaccurate. It's a lot more to Vegas than just that. Like the strip downtown is just a small part of Vegas, and it's a lot. And thanks for the love, lady. I love you to appreciate the well wishes. Um, it's way more. Vegas is a small city, but it's a big city, and
Right.
it's a lot that happens outside of that. Way more that happens out there. Even after that, we didn't have stuff that happened. After that situation happened, we had a whole fire, and we didn't care. Stuff burned up all the time on the strip.
Right. What was the incident that happened that we people here are looking into?
Oh, it was a dude that was killed like not too far from downtown with his own gun, going to get some food from leaving the local spot. Like we care about stuff like that because it's where we from, bro. It's in people's neighborhoods.
Right. And more than likely, it's people that we grew up with. It's people that we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with having a gimmick. I know that word might seem harsh, but I don't mean it in a harsh way. There's nothing wrong with having your zhizh. I'll use that word better. Something that gets your page off the ground and you take off soaring. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, shout out to him. You know what I mean? He's doing a great job. But even with the couples that were involved in this unaliving, these were people who came here and they patronized our city. These were people who were on the strip putting up content, downtown putting up content. They performed. You know, we have people that we like to call street performers here that go downtown or on the strip and they dress up, they perform, they ask for money, they receive money. It's like a gig. These people have gigs, you understand? They do the same thing in Cali, down there, like Hollywood and stuff. They do the same thing there. This is basically these people's jobs. This is their gig. We knew, my family had a friend whose father used to go down there on the Fremont Street Experience, and he used to perform. So I'm very familiar with that. This person hasn't even done that yet. There's no content. Well, I'm sorry. There's one video that I know that he did where he retraced the steps of the couple that were unalived untimely. That was it. Other than that, I haven't seen anything where he's personally went down there where he was talking about the bars or the nightlife, or talking to people, interviewing people, things like that, talking to bouncers at clubs or talking to doormen at the casinos, talking to the security there, talking to the security that actually patrol the entire Fremont Street experience. These people have stories. You know what I mean? These people are funny. They'll make you laugh. They tell you so many things. These people have knowledge about what's going on in our tourist parts here. I haven't even seen that he did anything like that. So this is why I was like, the description of all Vegas, everything just, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially with some of our big name people who are on here right now, who are on YouTube right now, who are on X, who are on Instagram. These people who do things, DJs, and people who have their own shows, people who do review shows. None of these people were in the chat or anything like that. So it's kind of like a small spit in the face of the residents here. It's a small spit in the face of my city, to be honest with you, that you would be calling yourself the Vegas sector, and your description is all things all Vegas, which is completely false. We have one of the biggest, interrupt me whenever you want to, baby. We have one of the biggest holidays coming up right around the corner, days from now. Do you know how many people we expect to have come in to our city for the 4th of July. So many. We have an entire area on the outskirts of Las Vegas where we sell fireworks because here in Las Vegas, the fireworks that go into the air and make the big boom and shit, those are illegal. We call those illegals here.
Right.
Good
You gotta have
evening, Mooney Bro. How are you, my love? I hope your weekend is starting off right.
you gotta have permits and real pyrotechnic experts to legally use them.
Correct. Like, they don't really like that, but they start fires, and it's really dry here. We have a lot of brush. And, if the cops see you with these fireworks, you can get a huge fine and possibly go to jail. So this is why you have to go certain places to get these fireworks. We have two places where you can go to get them. On the out part of the city, still in Vegas, where you can get them. I mean, still in Nevada, sorry, where you can get them legally. And then we have on our way out of Vegas, going towards Salt Lake, to where you can get them.
Or unless you're really from the city and you know that plug,
Right. Well,
you
that's
can
where the
get
plug gets them.
some.
You know what I mean? That's where the plug gets them. So it's like that's happening, and I mean that makes business boom. And one of the things that is miraculous about it is that we have so much going on in our world today, where tourism is down. We have someone in the White House who is shaking things up, and it's like, are we going to get, the number of people that we normally get? Are we going to make the revenue that we normally make? So all of this, real people here that watch this type of shit and care about it, they're keeping this in mind. This is what we are focused on. The bottom line of the city. This is what we're focused on. And instead of talking about things like that, the person is talking about one specific thing, and that's, the crime, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, once again, I'll say it again. If you're going to claim that you're all Vegas everything, you better be all Vegas everything, because that's disrespectful to people that's here who do this. My channel is not Vegas themed. Even though we live here, we're residents, my channel is not really like Vegas themed. Yes, we have the Lush Lounge, you know, the drinking and shit. And I'm going to rep my city because this is where the fuck I am. So it's kind of like that just comes with the territory. But like, there's lots of times when we first started out that we went out and we gambled and we went to clubs and we went to bars and we recorded it and we were going to put it up as videos, and we decided against it. We decided not to do it because, like, what was the point? There's so many people who actually do that. You know what I mean? There's a whole woman um who gambles here, and I'm talking about, she a big player. She a high roller, Miss Lady Luck HQ. She comes out here and she spins and she wins. I've never seen as a description in any of her videos or any of her channels, because she has more than one, that it was all Vegas everything. So I never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? It's just, there's so much going on here. Shout out to Code 7, Views from the 7.
DJ Do Wrong. Um, who else we got?
A number of
Man,
people.
the homie been uploading a lot of on his channel too. Chosen Room. The album drops
Facts.
this week.
Facts. Good evening, Gaby baby. How are you, my love? I
D
hope your
Cross
weekend has been nice.
D Cross album dropped like 2 weeks ago.
Facts.
You know, he got a lot of collabs on it, so
I got to give you a wrench back. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit going on here, and like 90% of the stuff that really matters to Vegas people, it does not happen on the Strip. It does not happen downtown. It happens within the city. Like, if you are a part of the music scene, We have industry meetups. We have industry parties. We have album release parties, and a lot of them happen in places like Seven Hills. Um, Very ritzy neighborhood, very hilly. A lot of producers live out there. A lot of athletes live out there. Um, oh my God, what is his name? The dog nigga.
Oh, Mike Vick.
Michael Vick. I don't know if he still has a house out there, but I know he used to have a house out there. I went to an industry party that was literally like two houses down from his house. So it's a lot of things that happen here. We have a lot of like magazine shoots here and videos that happen here that take place. And I'm talking about big names. And they don't necessarily happen on the strip or downtown. You know what I mean? We have so many activities to do. Like we have dunes. We have people that, go dune buggying at the dunes and shit. And it's videos that happen there. We have a whole like place where it's like the Field of Dreams where it's just colorful rocks that some of our artists here painted and put their own spin on. That is a very popular place for people to go to record all types of things, including YouTube videos.
Even a big name artist, Mr. Usher Raymond, did the Vegas West Side Historic Trail.
Facts. We have so many people that have residencies here. I mean, people who literally their careers just take the hell off. They boom because they have residencies here. So I mean, it's some big shit going on. I thought I had the other one up here, but I guess not. Oh, maybe that's it. Yes, you finally caught alive. And as you can clearly see, Gaby baby, I am monetized. Um, yeah. So I did this shit on my back. You understand what I'm saying? When I had, you know, bigger numbers than this, when I first started, I could have monetized myself then. I didn't because I knew I had to focus on school and I had to focus on life. I did this with my small little itty bitty numbers, showing the hell did. Thus proving that you don't need all that extra shit for you to do what you gotta do on here. Um, I am proof of that. Hard work, dedication, believing in yourself, and just doing this shit will get you where you need to be. Okay. Um, I'm very proud, to be honest with you. I've already did my live where I, celebrated, talked, whatever. This is about us talking about misrepresenting my goddamn city in this moment. And like I said, we're speaking, in love. This is with love, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? When a person does things like this and they get on and people here they repping. They repping the city proudly. You know, we want correct representation. I'm not saying he not correct representation. I know he's not originally from here. All I'm saying is that if you want to be known for being Vegas everything, at least do my city justice and be Vegas everything. If you're gonna dedicate yourself to this, don't use my city as a grift. You know what I mean? Don't just put Vegas in it and be grifting off the shit. I can understand if you did what those two families and other families did, going downtown, going on the strip, you know what I'm saying, vlogging, speaking to people, going to some of the clubs, having you a drink at the bar, talking to other people that's out there, meeting up with people who also go out on the strip or go downtown. I could see if that was going on as well, you know what I'm saying, to where you make it a Vegas tourist type of thing. But that isn't even going on. So it's kind of like, damn, like just because. No offense, I don't know these people. Like I told you, they not from my city. But just because this unaliving happened, now this is the perfect time to just grift off my city. You know, October 1 happened here too, and way more people perished during that event. That was a way bigger event. You know, we pay homage to the people that lost their lives and their family every year, October 1. You understand what I'm saying? Vegas strong and will always be strong. So I feel very passionate when you play with my city. We all feel passionate. Like I said, it's not stop doing your thing. Continue to do your thing because you can always grow and expand. You can have a great idea. You can connect with somebody that is really doing a thing here and have an interview, or you know what I mean, like go out, meet up with them, and do something. You know, something beautiful. And all this shit that I'm talking right now could just be a thing of the past. But from what I'm seeing right now, that's not what's happening. And if you're like, if you're on this app, I get it. A lot of y'all care about numbers, and that's good for you to at least have faith in something, believe in something, care about something. Like I said, that number shit, it didn't get no play with me, and I'm still monetized. That's not my point. My point is that a lot of people get blinded by numbers that they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit that they're doing on here, the misrepresentations that they're doing, the grifting that they're doing, you know what I mean? The kissing asses that they're doing, all of this other stuff. If you're going to surround yourself around Cali people, then never be afraid to say that. Never be afraid to represent that. You know what I mean? Why it can't be the vague slash Cali sector? Why it can't be that? Why does it have to be the Vegas sector with no Vegas content? Just a story about people who got unalived here who weren't residents here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it could be done better. I'm not expecting that. This is YouTube. And I feel that a lot of people come here because they don't have shit going on in their life. So they come on here thinking that they could be a star. They want to be YouTube famous on here because they're not doing anything in their real life. You know, there's a lot of rereads on here. There's a lot of weirdos on here. There's a lot of people that will literally like harass you on here, knowing damn well they ain't gonna bust no break. These are scary people in real life. You know what I mean? There's people on here that will call you names that are fitting for them. That's what they represent in real time. But I'm gonna just call you a name behind a screen just because I can. There's women on here that are bitter that they can't pull niggas in real life, so they get mad at you when you pull people on here. There's people on here, you know what I'm saying, that come on here purposefully to sell their ass on here to strangers. There's people that come on here wanting to be the big man or the big bitch on campus, wanting to fight and talk shit, knowing goddamn well in real life they'll get curbed, stomped, and a TV will be turned the fuck off. So we know this. We understand that, you know what I'm saying? YouTube is a stage. Okay? We get that. We get that. This is just our opinion on something. This is just something that we feel strongly about, my baby. And we just wanted to talk about. Is there anything that you would like to add, my love?
No, we covered our bases. We were showing out the people we rock with.
Okay. Um, Gotta get that link, drop
Yeah,
it because like I said, we ain't no haters. Um, Shout out once again to Out Your Body, the Vegas sector. I'm just saying, put some 702 in that shit. You feel me? Represent right for the city. If you gonna put it in your name and shit, that's all I'm saying. Do it right. You feel what I'm saying? Do it right. Real talk. If that's the type of content that you're putting up, like I said, that's not the type of content I'm putting up. If I wanted to do that, baby, trust me, I could, and my shit wouldn't be nothing like that because I'm not chasing numbers. I'm not chasing other people's audience. I want my own. I like my own. You know what I mean? So, on to our next subject. I had a slight issue. Um, just medical wise. Something that really irritated me, and I just wanted to let off some steam because I can't do it professionally. I can't do it professionally. So that is exactly what this is for. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what this is for. I was very frustrated this week with the minds, the the mouths of other medical professionals. Um, Medicine is trial and error, and one thing that you have to know is when it comes to medicine, sometimes you need more than just one opinion because all medical professionals, this is everywhere, all over medicine, they see things differently. They interpret things differently, just like we do in our everyday lives. Just like we do. You work so hard, sissy, to get where you are. Thank you so much. You know I love you, sis. You know, and we ain't stopping. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I pray that everybody who has a small channel is working hard, and this is where they get to, and they keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? It's not even about it's not even about what comes with being monetized and perks. It's about getting here. Whenever you have a goal, anytime you reach it, it's marvelous. That's what it's about. I could care less about what actually comes with being monetized. I don't give a damn. Early in our career, we were sponsored. So we was getting checks from a sponsorship. That's something that people who was monetized in certain areas didn't even get. So we already know how it feels to make money off of this thing. I didn't need to be monetized to do that. It's just, you know what I'm saying, reaching that goal. That's all I care about. Even if, I don't stay monetized. At least I can say that at one point I was. Especially when people was coming over here to my channel trying to talk big shit. Okay? Can't talk that big shit now. Can you?
And still got promo codes.
Exactly. Still have promotions going on. So, anyways, back to the medicine and the people with dirty mouths. I had an issue where I am familiar with something, and I was very knowledgeable. Well, that's familiar. I was very knowledgeable about something, and I gave my opinion like I'm supposed to. I'm medically responsible for giving my diagnosis. I can do that legally. And someone else decided that they didn't like what my diagnosis was and tried to give their own, um, and was trying to basically change it. I had to keep my composure, because that is mad disrespectful. You don't undo what one medical professional does. You don't do that. You can give a second opinion or a third opinion or whatever it is that you want to, but this is after the initial diagnosis has been made, or even without you even having all the blood work or the urinalysis. You don't have, the results of the CT scan or the MRI or anything like that. You can go by what you know in medicine, and have a talk with your patient, to kind of calm their nerves, to ease their mind. I don't respect people who do that. Maybe after it's all over and we have the, final conclusion, the final diagnosis, to where, meds are prescribed and things like that, and that person is released, okay, then you can change some shit around if you want to. But if you're actively doing that in the middle of some shit, use a bitch. And I'm just being honest about that. I really had to keep my composure, and I had to stay strong and stay professional. And it aggravated me to the point where I was like, if I don't get out my frustrations, it is going to eat away at me. And there is going to be a day when I'm at work and I'm just going to tell somebody about themselves. Um, if I'm at the hospital, and I am the attending physician or I am the admitting physician, whether my status is DOMD, whatever you want it to be, um, even all the way down to an APRN. If if I feel you aren't up to par, if I feel that you are doing something that you should not be doing and it's putting a patient's health at risk, I'm gonna put you on Front Street. I'm that type of person where I may put you on Front Street in front of staff, because sometimes, just like when a dog shits on the floor and you're potty training them, you have to hit them with that newspaper. Sometimes you have to do that with people too, and I'm not talking about physically. That's assault. But sometimes you may have to do that with people too, especially when it's the smarty pants that think they know more than you. And there are people in this world who are just like that, where they honestly think they know more than you. They know what's best. I remember when I was in the hospital, this last time when I went, I thought it was so funny because what happened to me, this happened when I was in the hospital. The attending physician, with over 15 years under his belt. Okay, and I am gonna say something racial in a minute. So I'm just warning y'all. You getting a little warning right now that I am going to say something controversial and racial. Okay. Um. So the attending physician wanted to do something, something that was constant, and everyone was in agreement, even I, and it occurred. I'm not finna like tell my medical business or whatever, but it occurred, and he decided um, once he saw something certain, he decided to discontinue the how do I want to put this? He decided to discontinue the medical service, and the RN who was over the wing that I was in, she was like, I could be honest with you. I can tell you that I disagree with that. I feel like that medical service should have continued. I feel that it was wrong for him to discontinue it. I respected the fact she would not have told that to another patient. She told it to me because of my status. But I respected that. I respected that. Listen, we all look in books and we have hands-on training for everything that we do, every profession on this planet. Okay, and I respect heroes. I respect people who see things happening wrongly and they try to correct it. Even if they can't correct it, they try. I respected her for her opinion. I actually agreed with her. I agreed with her. Even though the medical service that was being provided to me was dropping my heart rate. Still, it wasn't dangerous. I agreed with her 100%. Especially when everything else came back and it was great. You know what I mean? I agreed with her. So there, you can have your say, you can say whatever you want to, but it's in the doctor's hands. It's in the doctor that's over you. It's in their hands ultimately. You know your medical sissy. You know a lot. And that's why, and I don't step on other people's toes. You have to respect someone's position. I don't step on other people's toes. That's why I didn't. But now that that's not the situation, when I got home, I stepped on some toes and I got it to where it needed to be. And the same thing happened with my fucking husband. So, you know what I mean? Oh, let me be clear. Since I did say that, let me be clear. We talking about hypertension right now. We not talking about shit else. Okay? let's be 100. Fuck it. We not talking about shit else. That's it. My husband has a very high paced job. He is always on the go. He is always on the move. Always. And I'm on that ass. So when something ain't right, I am able to check everything here at home. And when something is not fucking right, I can't. It's like self-treating. Since this is my husband, I can't do that. We have to go somewhere else. Just like I had to go somewhere else. They was not playing with me. Bitch, your blood pressure is too high right now. Bitch, we finna throw your ass on this gurney and get you the fuck up out of here. That is what they did to me. And I did the same thing to my motherfucking husband. You something that really just grinds my gears and plays into this as well. And like I said, I'm gonna say something racial, is that it seems like it is always the foreign doctors, the foreign physicians. It's always them. It's always the ones from the Middle East. It's always the ones that are Asian. They could be from different places. Some of them from Asia, some of them from the Middle East, some of them from Africa. I'm just saying, it's always them. It's like, why are you changing like medicines? Why are you changing medication when certain blends of medication work for certain things? Why are you saying I don't feel comfortable? I don't feel comfortable with this regimen, so I'm going to take something away from this regimen. Like, if it's working and this person just came in to get blood work done, to have their kidneys looked at, all of this stuff, and we're keeping them on the same shit because it's been working. We're just making sure that it's not doing damage to kidneys or anything like that. They're not having renal failure or anything. What the fuck are you talking about? I was so frustrated. I was so mad. I was so mad because this happened to me. And the physician that was over me wanted to take away one of my medications, and I'm like, for what? It's working. It's too many meds. So you know what happened? I paid for him. I paid for him. Shit. No, what's working is what's working. Okay. And if there's nothing else, if I'm not going through any organ failure, if my organs are not being damaged, why are we changing up shit? I don't like that type of shit. I don't like that. I have hypertension, sis. If it's high, it makes me so sick. I have chest pain to the point I have to go to the hospital every time and stay 2 days every time. Oh, I know you do. I even had the whole wing laughing. They was laughing at me. I told them about the 7 day thing. I said, well, my blood pressure is super high, 200, 240, 230 over 140 and shit. That type of high. They're like, you ain't having no pains. You not having no chest pains. You not having no angina. Your head not hurting. You ain't having blurred vision. No, ma'am, I'm not. I'm actually straight. I'm straight. I can have me a whole martini right now with my blood pressure being this high. And I'm not gloating or anything because that is so very dangerous. I was so very, very stupid. I had so much on my plate, but I was so stupid. But yes, I feel like I don't feel bad. I don't feel nothing wrong. They were shocked. I was like, look, let me tell y'all a secret that y'all may not know. You know how, people were made on the sixth day, and he rested, God rested on the seventh? Well, that's a lie. He didn't rest on the seventh. He made me on the seventh. So that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying? I'm different. Like they all busted out laughing. They was like, that is so cute. I'm gonna have to use that. I'm gonna have to use that. I was like, I'm just they should have put me out the house. I was dead ass like, you know what I'm saying? I am Iron Woman. I am Thanos, nigga. Okay, let me tell you this. I am Wonder Woman. I am Storm. I am Rogue. Okay, I'm all that. I am Eon Flux up in this bitch. I'm all that. Okay, I'm a demon slayer. I'm a soul reaper. I'm all that shit. I'm all that. That is the reason why ain't none of that stuff happening to me. And it was crazy because right after I said that, I got a little pain behind my eye. I was like, ooh, may I have a Tylenol 3? Like, I was so serious. For real. They was in there loving on me. I had the room with the big expensive bed and a nice view and everything. They was loving on me in there. If they wasn't, I was gonna make them. You know what I mean? But I hate when people don't have compassion. I know you would be, yep, sick, sluggish, feel hot, your legs feel heavy, all that. I know, sis. I know. I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. I'm not invincible, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm knowledgeable with medicine, that don't mean I'm invincible. I get sick too. That's why I don't like being around people. I rather just shut myself the fuck off so I don't ever get sick. You know what I mean? I ain't had a I haven't had a cold in I don't know how long, in forever. Cause I don't fuck around like that. I'm just being honest with you. That's why I ain't going to my family reunion. Like, we got a family member that got C19, and that person that had it about 4, 5 times. Nah, I'm straight. I don't want that. What I look like? That messes up business. I don't want that. But I be so angry, like what's going on? Like I heard a story about telemedicine. I love me some telemedicine. I wish I would have really got in tune with that. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I could do some take some patients through telemedicine while I sit. You know what I'm saying, in my study, or I go, to an office, or I rent me out a space for an office, and I just take my patients, over the phone, over the internet, through telemedicine. And I heard, a horror story from a patient about their experience with telemedicine. And I know that when telemedicine became a thing during C19, that's how I saw my psychiatrist, through telemedicine. I never really wanted to go in the office, and plus, I don't think I could. I kind of had an issue with my psychiatrist, y'all. Child, mine was 228. Ooh, Lord, over 128. I had a mild heart attack, sis, on the job, and I had to wear a heart monitor for 30 days while on the job, while nursing, girl. I know that was super scary. I know that was very frightening. When things like that happen, I'll be like, put me on disability. I am not going nowhere, especially if I have to deal with patients. I don't think so. I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm supposed to be promoting good health, and I'm up here fucked up. Like, how do you do that? How do you promote good health, and I'm walking around barely able to walk? You know what I mean? Barely able to stand. That's like an oxymoron. You know what I mean? But I had a little run in. Oh, and this is a perfect example of me realizing that you should not ever step on someone's toes when they're doing their job. I had to learn the hard way, and that's how I am today. I'm like that because I had that incident, because I tried to step on my psychiatrist's toes, and he had to. I ain't gonna say he set me straight. He kind of got told off, and once again, I had to use, I had to be honest. I don't know where you went to school. Did you go to school in Africa? Because he was African. Of course, you didn't go to school in Africa because you wouldn't be able to practice here. But I'm just saying, like, your knowledge, it's whatever. But your bedside manner sucks. And I feel you need to work on that. Because you going to get somebody in here that's actually crazy. See, I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? I have you for good mental health, to promote good mental health. You going to get somebody that ain't all there up in the mind, and you may be eating through a straw. You need to be a little careful, because you talking a little crazy to me. And I understand it may be in your culture because you are a male and I am a female, but I will back slap your ass like a nigga. I had to tell him that, and he sent me a letter saying that he could not see me anymore. I was like, why? Because I gave my personal opinion after you talked to me crazy. So of course I had to report it to the board. And of course, you know what I'm saying, I was in the right. And I decided, I ain't gonna lie, just to be a bitch, I decided to keep him. I decided to keep him, you know what I'm saying, as my psychiatrist until I felt that I was ready to move forward. I seen him one more time just to let him know that I got the better of him. And then I changed my psychiatrist. And I only had one appointment after that, and then that was it for me. I never went to go see a psychiatrist again. But like I said, it was good to promote, you know what I'm saying, good mental health. I don't know if I had, you know what I'm saying, ever told y'all, but when I developed anxiety and panic disorder, it kind of shut me off from life, and I stopped eating. I stopped eating for a while. I didn't eat anything. All I did was I drank water for about a month, and my doctor was real concerned with it. I was trying to tell my doctor that every time when I eat something, that's when I really have like panic attacks. You got to understand that until we find out what's really going on and what's happening, I'm choosing not to eat. And I was not paying attention to the weight that I was losing. I was not paying attention to things that was happening. And my sugar got low one day, and I damn near went into a diabetic coma. They were shoving, I think it was orange slices. They were shoving my best friend and my sister, and the ENT was shoving orange slices in my mouth because I needed sugar. So after that happened, that never happened again. I dropped 40 pounds real quick. And my doctor was like, are, are you okay? Are you depressed? I was like, no, I'm not depressed. Next thing you know, here comes all the antidepressants. No, I'm not depressed. I just feel better when I don't eat. I just wasn't keeping up with the amount of days that I wasn't eating. I even had family members talking to me like, baby, come here, sit down, let me talk to you. I don't know what's going on with you, but I noticed that you ain't eating anything. Like they were on my ass about that shit. Even my mom was like, you losing weight kind of fast. And I was like, no, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know, 155 pounds, it looks a certain way on somebody short. And when you drop that down and you about 110, 115, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a big difference. It's a huge difference. Um, I mean, it didn't take me that long to put the weight back on and to put on even more weight than that. So, I mean, I never wanted to do that again. But when you're going through it, you don't see it. You don't feel it. I was looking at myself in the mirror every day, going to work every day, and I wasn't noticing anything. Even with the clothes that I was wearing, with them, getting bigger and bigger on me, I just went to the store and just bought new clothes. I didn't notice anything. But then my family was like, bitch, you kind of walking around here looking like Jack the Pumpkin King. We don't like what's going on here. And I made that joke that I still tell to this day. Whenever you see me walking around here looking like Jack Skellington, just know I'm on crack. Just know I'm on crack, because I was in denial about what I was doing to myself. So even when we know medicine, we still need help. You understand what I'm saying? And you should have compassion as a medical professional to deal with people like that. I do not want my physician yelling or screaming at me or trying to tell me something when I'm trying to tell them this is what's been going on, and I need you to understand that, I'm not ready for a difference right now if it's not necessary. And you trying to tell me like you know best for me. Nigga, this is my body. I know my body. Just listen to me so that we can work it out. We can sit and have a conversation about what's best for my health. Bitch, you do not know the inside of me. This is not the magic school bus. You are not Miss Frizzle. You are not scaling all the way down to go inside my motherfucking nostril. That is not what you're doing. So just listen. If I have my opinion and you have yours, and we sitting down and we're discussing some things after looking at, what I'm saying, certain stuff, listen to me. Don't be disrespectful, because I'll turn nigga on you real quick. And like I said, I just noticed it's the foreign ones that's just rude. You are so rude. And then, what I'm saying, want to be smart and try to throw their higher position than you in your face. And it's like, bitch, that ain't gonna mean shit if I catch you outside, motherfucker. I ain't threatening nobody. I'm just saying, like, since you wanna do that and you wanna try to use your brain, like, what if I use my brain? Don't get it twisted. I'm cute and I'm professional. And I keep it that way every day when I'm at work. But when I'm no longer there, don't fuck with me. Like, don't mess with me, okay? When I'm no longer there. That's all I'm saying. I know, and you still dropping weight. You still dropping weight, sis. And it's not dangerous because you're not thin. You're not. I mean, I'm not trying to say that you're big. Just understand what You're not dangerously thin. There we go. That's what I want to say. You're not dangerously thin. You look good, sis. You look good. I mean, it's time to slow it down, but you look good. If I wanted to be walking around here skinny mini too, I'll just take me some fucking Ozempic or some Mounjaro on my damn self. I don't want to do that. What the hell am I doing that for? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't got no sugar diabetes. Okay? Like, sorry. A bitch A1C is great. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to give myself anything that's not needed. I don't need half of my intestines becoming paralyzed because I'm sitting up here taking this injection. You know how it is, sis. You know. We do what we need to do. That's all I have for everyone today. I always appreciate when you guys join me, no matter what. No matter what I'm talking about, it's a blessing to have you guys here listening to me. I am still working on my video. It will be out soon. More members only content is coming as well. My husband and I, we are going to play a certain game. And there will be no more of this screen. We will go back to the basics like we used to. We will be completely cammed up. All of my members only lives will be where we are cammed up. Like I said before, I'm deciding not to cam up on my regular lives because what is the point? But I will be doing that on my members only live, and it won't always be him. He's just gonna be there for this specific live. It's gonna always be pretty little old me being a diabetic. It caused a lot of issues with me. Since of course, it's it's a lot of ailments that people have that cause way more issues than just the original ailment because you're dealing with all of your other organs. You know, you're dealing with your blood, you're dealing with a lot of things. You're dealing with your mental as well. I just want medical professionals to really just have some humility, have some grace. You never ever know what a patient is going through, and especially don't treat them, like a patient. Don't treat them like they're just another chart, um, because while you're running tests on them, you could discover something shocking and not good. You know what I mean? And then you have to tell them that you don't you don't know how they're gonna take it. Like you have to put yourself in these people's shoes. This is one reason why, like, I see a lot of people becoming successful and turning their YouTube channels into true crime channels where they talk about kidnappings, they talk about rapes, they talk about unalivings, they talk about things like that. I just can't do that. Um, when you see certain things every day, you don't want to come on here and hear that shit. You want to escape from that. This, for me, is a hobby and it's an escape from stuff like that. I'm not interested in hearing like the details of stuff like that. I am a mother. I have 5 children. And even though 2 of my children are grown ass adults, they're still my babies. They're going to always be my babies until I close my eyes. And maybe even after that. You know what I mean? They're still going to be my babies. So I don't want to hear stuff like that. No offense to people who do, but I don't. I don't. When you're dealing with people who have terminal illnesses and stuff, you don't want to come on here and hear about somebody else, you know what I'm saying, passing away, or I don't want to hear that shit. Just being honest with you. Kudos to the people that go that direction and they are successful. Kudos to the people who are starting to go in that direction and they're building up. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. Keep building until you reach that goal. I I still support some of the people who went in that direction. I just can't sit in their lives and listen to it. But I can definitely come in and, you know what I'm saying, I can hit the like and all of that good stuff. I just don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. Life is about living and I want to hear about people that's alive, baby. I don't want to hear about people that's deceased. Okay? That's just how I am. I rather I rather go and sit in somebody's live that's talking about the new mixer that came out. Let's say, you know, one of these celebrities got a new mixer and that person is, making a cake. I'd rather sit in the live and watch, that type of shit. Some Susie Homemaker type of shit, that bougie shit that I be on in real life when I turn this off. I'd rather do that. I don't want to hear about no babies being hurt or nothing. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But like I said, shout out to those who can, especially the ones who actually make a difference in the things that they talk about. You walking the walk and you talking the talk. Shout out to you. With that being said, what you got, baby?
Hopes just got a new cupcake coming out. When you bite into it,
Shut up.
you let her chew all in your mouth.
I love you all. Um, we do this for you guys. Thank you for all the people that support me. Thank you for all the future people that are going to support me. Your support is appreciated over here. The love is felt. Trust me. Until next time, everybody, be safe on these YouTube streets. Smidges.